Welcome to the first Meta Monday post-Nationals. Keep in mind this episode was pre-recorded before Nationals, so whoever won, and with what deck, major props for fighting through the many hours of competition. And again, congratulations. With BT11 there are quite a few decks to look into, but do keep in mind BT12 is just 2 short months away. Today though, I'll be going over Minerva Loop, a deck that takes advantage of previous effects of Minervamon and brings a lot more defensive and offensive plays. Per the usual, I'll be covering the card by card, the strengths, the weaknesses, and the combos. As always, if you enjoy these types of videos, do consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and hitting that notification bell for more future content. This deck runs 4 level 2s, 12 level 3s, 13 level 4s, 8 level 5s, 7 level 6s, 6 option cards, and 4 Tamers. For level 2s, this deck runs strictly Mervamon. This deck is just simply too good, and honestly there is no substitute for it. This deck wants to use Mervamon for the fact that you want to control your hand and what you trash as much as possible. With such a low level 3 count, Mervamon enables that draw 1, trash 1 effect when the Digimon is deleted, unbricking hands, and even setting up your trash for big plays. Your optimal Digimon Digivolution line is always going to be Mervamon, Gabumon, and Eismon Scatter Mode. For level 3s, Purple has a pretty standard level 3 core at this point. With BT11, Ignitemon adds a lot to the mix, considering you have removal built into this Digimon, and its inheritable gains you a memory when a Digimon is played by an effect. Gabumons help facilitate your trash as well with a draw 2 and trash 1, while Gazimon and Psychmon act as your floodgates. Gazimons may be removed mainly because in the present format, with it being dominated by Black War Greymon X, there's not a lot of memory gains from this deck. However, in its worst matchup Grandis, there is the blocking of Green Memory Boost. Psychmon of course hits the Crossheart decks, Blue Flare decks, and prevents your opponents from playing Death Xmon. Only other level 3s you could go with are the starter deck Gabumons, because when you attack with Gabumon you draw 1 and trash 1. And in my experience, Eismon Scatter Mode almost always has jamming. It just doesn't want to get deleted. For level 4s, there are 4 Soulmons, 2 Dark Lizardmons, 4 Eismon Scatter Modes, 1 Eismon, and 2 EX3 Dark Tyrannomon. EX3 Dark Tyrannomon is a nifty tech card that Jodabi showcased a while back. In playtesting with this card, it absolutely can do work when your opponent doesn't want to redirect the Minervamon into their Black War Greymon X. And you can literally revive from the darkness to bring out the boys. Revive from darkness lets you play your Cerberusmon, while Minervamon lets you play the werewolf mode to delete the Cerberus and gain you 9 memory. Alternatively, if you're at exactly 3 memory, you can go into a Mervamon and slot a Crossheart Digimon in the trash under it to play 2 Retaliators that get Rush. Now that Black War Greymon X is suspended, you can swing and delete it. The Eismon package helps facilitate your trash, while your Retaliator core is the Soulmons for bigger bodies, or Dark Lizardmons for consistency. Tailor the ratios how you want them, because I've seen some variants play 3 Dark Lizardmon, and other variants drop Eismon altogether. Do note that an Eismon can also be used as a setup for Digivolve in a werewolf mode to rush in for another check or game if you have the memory. For level 5s, it wouldn't be Loop without Cerberusmon and Cerberusmon Werewolf mode. These Digimon play hand in hand with each other. With Cerberusmon, when this Digimon is deleted, you can draw 2 and trash 1. While with Werewolf mode, on play you can delete a Cerberusmon to gain 9 memory. However, the on play typically means you play it for its 9 memory and then gain it back. But with your level 6s, there are ways to play the Werewolf mode without paying the 9 memory, resulting in a net positive of 5 memory overall. I'll cover this more in the combos when we get there. For level 6s, this deck simply runs 4 Minervamon and 3 Mervamon. Minervamon costs 3 to Digivolve into and has Retaliation. While she does not have the Crossheart attribute, she does have the capability to play Mervamon or any level 5 or lower Digimon on the conditions your opponent has 2 or less Digimon when she's deleted. That being said, when your opponent plays a Digimon, you may play 1 level 4 or lower purple Digimon from your trash without paying its play cost. Very effective against decks like Mastamon, Bloom Lordmon, and Chessmon. But Mervamon is where you have a lot of fun interactions. When you play this card, you can also place cards from your trash under it as a Digi-Cross. Its Digi-Cross requirements are just one Digimon with Crossheart in its traits. The Ignitemon works and can also gain you a memory. But you can also use Mervamon to cross with Mervamon. This is a very potent combo, especially in the Black War Greymon X matchup, where your opponent might de-Digivolve your stack, but in this particular instance, it does nothing. For my personal build, I don't run Death Xmon. You can, I just don't because I'm incorporating other elements into the deck. Getting your trash to a particular point is important to your combo, but if you really want to make it meta relevant, you can remove a single card anywhere in the deck to make room for one. Option card wise, this deck runs 2 Jack Raid, 3 Revive from Darkness, and 1 Calling from the Darkness. Jack Raid is a surprise when it comes up in security, but at the same time it can be used to extend certain combos. As for Revive from Darkness, 3 is the sweet spot while 4 can clog your hand at times. This option card does mandatory delete a Digimon on your field, but if you happen to have an empty field, you can pay the 4 memory to bring back any of your level 5 or lower Digimon. The ruling on Digimon Wiki says so, and I'll just share the little snippet here. And lastly, Calling from Darkness to recycle certain purple Digimon. Mad Ishida likewise does the same thing, whether it be option cards or Digimon. He also fixes your memory to 3, which can definitely help you early game. Analog Youths can also help fill your trash quickly, while also providing you extra hatches in the raise and gaining you memory. This is honestly one of the most balanced white Tamers that cost 2, unlike some other Tamers. But all in all, this deck is absolutely fun to play. In regards to strengths and weaknesses, this deck has a difficult time against decks that run memory floodgates like Minervamon, Terriermon, Shumon, and Gazimon. Luckily, the only time I ever see these Digimon right now are in the green and purple decks. Minervamons aren't seen too often, with the primary blue deck being Melga X, and black decks, well, they currently don't do much and focus on maybe D-Brigade or Machinermon. Other problem Digimon would be Pomumon and Pillowmon. Again, green decks like Grandis run these cards, while yellow decks more so live on the security control side of things. While these floodgates can be a problem, Ignitemon does a fantastic job removing them with its when attacking effect. Granted, you do trade a body for it, but it's worth it to get your combo off. Security heavy decks can also be annoying, especially if your Digimon is bounced to hand or deck, or even sent to the top of security instead of being outright deleted. I'll take DP reduction and deletion any day, over chaos degradation. Strength-wise, there are a lot of manipulations when it comes to your hand and trash, but speed-wise, it doesn't quite have the same amount of searchability like most top-tier decks do, and instead relies on a little bit of luck. Combo-wise, your entire strategy is to get Minervamon out as soon as possible. Once this Digimon is out, you'll want to make informed decisions on whether swinging into the security might be the wrong choice. In cases where Minervamon could have its attack redirected into Black War Greymon X, Retaliation could remove it, unless it protects itself with Greymon X. But even so, a Mervamon could be played from Minervamon's on deletion effect and bring forth not 1, but 2 potential retaliation bodies depending on if a Crossheart Digimon was slotted underneath. Cards like Dark Tyrannomon can force the Black War Greymon X into a suspended state, which would then allow you to trade using a Soulmon or Dark Lizardmon. But even then, if Ignitemon was sitting on the battlefield, this is also another form of removal by sacrificing the Minervamon. Remember, in regard to loops, bringing a Minervamon out can also mean quite a few combat tricks. Assuming Minervamon survives on the first swing, you can then play Revive from Darkness to delete Minervamon to trigger a slew of effects. First, resolve Revive from Darkness to play Cerberusmon from the trash. Then, if Dark Tyrannomon was in this Digimon's Digivolution sources, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Resolve Minervamon's effect to play Cerberusmon Werewolf mode, and trigger Werewolf mode's on-play effect. Delete Cerberusmon to draw 2, and trash 1. Then Werewolf mode's effect kicks in to gain you 9 memory. Sometimes you may have more than enough memory to just outright play Mervamon, resulting in a Digicross with Ignitemon that lets you play 2 Soulmon for 2 10k beaters with Rush and Retaliation. Overall, I really enjoy this deck, and as mentioned at the beginning of this video, this was pre-recorded as I am traveling back from Nationals. I hope all of you had a good time, and I look forward to bringing more quality content to you in the future. This is Digi-Panda, logging out.